right. Hello and welcome to a Monday evening musings. I just commented something on the X app. To know your enemy, you gotta be the enemy. So I thought that was hilarious that I spawned and I'm inside a villager. Okay. Anyways, and I watch a lot of Breaking Bad. So for those that don't know, there's a scene in there where Sun Tzu, the artist or the author of Art of War, I believe it is. Um, oh, there might be a T in there too now that I think about it. But anyways, this person wrote about the Art of War. It's a giant book about how to be a great war general and all this. And then one of the DEA agents brings it up in Breaking Bad. He's like, to if you know your, or how is it? If you know your enemy as yourself, you will win in many battles, or something like that. Like basically know thy enemy and like to understand. And that's true, but that's also a pathway to peace. I mean, to know your enemy is to understand that they're not an enemy. Most likely they're an accidental enemy, if anything. Or it's accidental that you're the accidental enemy. And in fact, I just went through that with one of my buddies. I think we're buddies. We're kind of on, we said we'd kick it next time I'm in town. Maybe blaze one, but, nah, I'm just kidding. I don't do that sort of thing. No, who would? Anyways, he's super MAGA, and we've argued about politics because I used to be super Democrat, and like now I'm like super agnostic. I don't really care, except for I still lean left because helping other people just sounds a lot better to me. And money is just such a nonsense concept anyway. Like, we used it back when survival depended on it, but now that survival doesn't depend on it, we got people buying the dumbest of things and making YouTubes about it and making even more money. Like, it's a vicious cycle and we can't stop. Now, but there are a lot of things like Mr. Beast going out there and doing amazing things with all the money he's making. I mean, he's still living it up and giving his buddies houses and stuff, but I mean, wouldn't you? Like, I mean, it's human nature. So, and actually, let's make... Now I'll leave it at bars. I don't really have a lot of gold, but I did add the rest of the power rails to the ski lift. So it's working. Oh, and actually let's go ahead and take a gander. So, oh, and where? It's the fourth one that I check. Alright, it's like going to a sledding hill, but it's like inverted sledding. We're going to sled up the hill. Alright, come on, grab your sled. Grab your cart. Whee! I mean, that's an okay speed. I feel like this is actually top speed for an incline. Like, I don't know if you could get any better if you made it completely saturated. Yeah, that's where it ends for now. I need to see if you get fall damage, if you fall ridiculously far. Like, I think you still get damage, and then you got to be careful because then you could die. And as you can see, I'm already back up to 35. That's pretty respectable. So, anyways, eventually what I'm going to have it do is I'm going to have it dip down and then kick you out and then go back up and then go back down like a real chairlift at a ski resort. Oh, I want to get back on the slopes. And then, yeah, this is what you do. This is like a bunny hill, though. I mean, maybe a little advanced it's a little steep slope. Like, bunny hills are more like this. This would be like a bunny hill. And with good reason, too. And everybody should, swallow your pride, go on the bunny hill, learn it, and then go do the fun stuff. Then go shred the gnar. But don't, make it an easier job for ski patrol, which, again, my first love. She actually became ski patrol, which was awesome. That was after we broke up. But she was always talking about it, and she was a ski instructor, and like, whew. So, anyways, enough. I'll stop. Coveting. Talking religion with people on the X app too. Oh, and I asked Tech to co-sign for the hippie farm. I don't know if I phrased it the right way, but I saw a song where he collaborated with Snow the Product, and that's just even more funny because so I delivered pizza to Tech 9, about 10 years ago up in Foco, and I saw a group of people. Let's actually talk about that first. I saw a group of people trying to find him and like bother him and his buddies, like I guess you could call them bandmates, his co-performers, he raps and does hip-hop. Like, he raps insanely fast, too. Like, there's this one where he's just like a machine gun, just like, and every time I for the Tech 9. And I am against all gun violence, but I'd rather diffuse it from becoming a problem in the first place. And that's what preventative blue teaming is. it's basically squashing beefs before they become beefs, if you want to talk about it in like basic terms. But it is disarming a would-be attacker by alleviating them of the factors that would lead up to an actual attack. Like, what would push them over the point to go, say, hack a website? And we actually just recently had a great example of, some hacking done by liberals that I didn't, I thought it was funny and I kind of liked it at first, but then I thought about it, I was like, no, that's denial of service. That's DOSing, a tool or service. And it was to report people having abortions, I think is what it was. And like, so then when they were banned, because they've been banned in a few states, like there was a hotline that people could call to report people doing abortions. And now this isn't just something you could or should do, just like in the back of a car. Or like, again, in Breaking Bad, they have scenes where there's a vet taking bullets out of people. And, and that, I think a lot of that show is, there's a lot of fiction in it, but at the same time, first off, because I don't think anybody could afford the hundreds of dollars to take a bullet out of them. I mean, all the people I knew were all, and that's the majority of people. It's just like the regular ecosystem, the 1%, there might be someone all the way up there, but probably not. And I mean, and it's actually relatively affordable to grow your own weed field. Like, as many people are doing, they're growing their own personal plants in Colorado because why not? Like, same with collecting rainwater. Now, I do want to get some lights and grow some actual vegetables and fruits. Like, that's what I'm more interested in. If I could provide that and try to alleviate my own costs or my own friction in life, food, that's the biggest budget. And eating fancy things or throwing things out, like not, in fact, I got a bag of carrots that I kind of want to, I should probably take a look at tonight, but yeah. So, anyways. Plus, I found out I'm a lot heavier than I thought I was, so I got to eat healthier anyway. I did eat a whole bag of spinach. I used to do that back at the height of my football days because it was good. I mean, it was like a no hassle. You grab the bag, you eat it. Your hands didn't get all greasy like potato chips. It filled you up and it served a purpose. Like, I mean, it wasn't for enjoyment. It was like, dang, I'm hungry. Like, I just need to eat a bunch of stuff and be done with it and then go play video games or go hacky sack or something. Go hang out with the fellas. So I haven't hacky sacked in a good while. I tried when I was building wind turbine blades, but we had these big old boots. Like, they weren't just steel-toed. In fact, they couldn't be steel-toed because there was a shock element, like, some of the machinery and high voltage and all that, and like, or just the nature of the materials too. And I can't go too far in detail for, proprietary and just not being a prick. Like, in fact, Vestas is hiring like 400 people. And so I already told a couple of my buddies, like, hey, if you need, because it was a great job. It was a lot of fun. I loved it. Like, I mean, I missed heavy labor. I'm happy to be in a desk, but as I just said, I'm chubby now. Like, I got to fix that. Not that it's like bad to be chubby, but I just would prefer, I mean, let's be real. I've never had a six-pack. I've always had a belly, and I'm fine with that. But 260 pounds? I'm not even 6 foot. Like, I mean, most of my life I was 220. Like, that was the height. I was like, dang, that's getting pretty heavy. And then 230, I'm like, okay, But most of it was like 180. Although I was like crack skinny in high school for other reasons. But, we could still bench 300 pounds, though. I mean, like, I was still strong. But yeah, not eating enough, working out too much, all that. But anyways, health. And that's the hippie farms. So if food was provided at low or no cost, just for the sake of, hey, here's food. And I'm talking fonio, I'm talking sorghum, like, basic grains and crops that, I mean, fonio is becoming, or it is big in Africa because it's a really easy crop to grow, apparently. I've been reading up on it. And I haven't grown anything since I was in high school. Well, that's not true. I mean, I helped in a couple places that grew things, but not a lot. I mean, and I grew a garden of my own, or my family did, back up in BV. Like, we just had a garden that we dedicated the back half of it back. It wasn't even half. It was like this kind of like stick out place. Anyways, because there was a car park, and so the fence like cut in, and so then we took the area from where the fence cut in so we could have a car parked on the outside of the fence. And then we drew like an imaginary line, and that was our garden. And we had like green peas, we had zucchini, pumpkin, squash, or not pumpkin, sorry, acorn squash, a lot of zucchini. And that you have to dedicate a lot of area. That's like a good 2 foot by 2 foot square and make a mound, or I don't know. I mean, I'd probably have to like look it up again. But like for peas, you have to have a fence, and so we had like this small fence that the vines could climb up. I wasn't paying attention to what that was. I feel like we just did. Oh. Okay, maybe that is. Alright. Whatever. Potatoes. Okay. Okay, that's like, it could be over here. In fact, that looks like it's probably more from over here, but that is indicative of, yeah, that's got to be here, especially since I found out that is wheat. So, anyways, sorry to explain the little method to the madness. Don't ever do meth or heroin. Just don't do it. Ever. No, and I actually got a lot done programming wise. Sorry, I was really getting dry there. But I made another playground, which is a tutorial on code and game, and I have to be careful because I think there was a reason behind a method to their madness of basically shadow banning my beginner Python tutorial, and I understand. Like, I've looked at it with a few different browsers, like, not to try to boost thousands of views, but I mean, there's probably like 20 views that are me or me showing somebody. And you know, and especially if I'm showing somebody else, I like to use a different browser because that is actually somebody else looking at it. Like, it was viewed by someone else. So, and same with my two kids. Like, I pay for them. I'm responsible for them. Like, I could get tax credits, although we agreed that my co-parent got them, and she actually does provide slightly more of the majority of the care, and that's fine. I mean, like, I feel like the mother is more nurturing anyway, in a family dynamic. Like, that's just something that, I mean, I was raised mostly like by my mom, so I'm a little skewed viewed, but you know. I think that's what we're shooting for, and I do get quite a bit of time with them, and it is a pretty 50-50 split. We pay for everything half-half, and like, as it should be. I mean, but I forgot where I was going with all that. Oh, but something else, like talking on the X app, like the Mary Magdalene thing. I had this other lady, she was like, let's keep God out of this. And it was because I posted a picture of Kamala Harris hugging Jesus. And and now I feel like I want to apologize to her because I don't want to offend people that are religious and be like, I've just been seeing this with Mr. Donald Trump there, and I've been calling him Donald left and right. It's been upsetting so many people, but not as much as I thought. Like, and actually not even upsetting. That's probably a poor choice of words anyway, because it's actually de-escalating would be uncomfortable and prickly discussions with people. Like, it gets pretty rude on there. Like, people get to be keyboard warriors real quick. In fact, and the one thing that I will lash out at someone for is if they call me a child predator. Like, there's nothing more offensive to that than that. And like, the fact that like, a lot of my checkered past is because I beat the crud out of someone who was assaulting someone, and not even kids. He was assaulting sorority girls, like, and sorority ladies, I should say. And I don't even know what the better term for that is. It's not girls. Like, and then that makes me think of, again, the ski instructor. She played this song for me when I was out hanging out with the boys. Like, what would you do if I was acting like a boy? And I mean, no, that's not it. But who is that? Sierra? Like, he was in the '90s, like late '90s, early thousands, or no, that was like the 2000s, because this was when we were teenagers and we were like starting to drive and all that. But she did, and I did. I acted just like an idiot boy, like hanging out with the fellas late at night. Like, I mean, granted, this was still in high school. Like, and then when I had my own place, I finally got my own place for that, so I could like play house with my girlfriend and like basically and have some independence. And even then, I was out hanging out with the boys doing who knows what, probably hacky sacking and smoking bud. Like, that's about it. Like, but like out all night, not texting back, like forgetting. And actually, no, as I say that, the times we were like drinking and being stupid, like, and still not doing anything she would have been upset about per se, but like the fact that I didn't text her back, or I wasn't very responsive, and then things start going through her mind, and like, and I've experienced that too with family and relationships, like when they're out late and they're doing who knows what. Oh yeah. Actually, that makes me all self-conscious because I just hear this dog and like I hear it very clearly and I'm like yelling all this stuff. What if someone just parks outside my door and just like listens to all this shenanigan? Or they could follow my YouTube channel, which I'm not very vocal about because I don't want to mix these worlds. Like, I like my professional life. I like my job. I say some pretty weird things on here. Well, let's go up the ski lift. Oh yeah, we should build the rest of that. Because you just need an activator rail and it'll dislodge you. And the chicken's doing the roller coaster still forever. Oh, something else interesting. I should probably note this in these histories, or whatever you want to call them. The cow ended up way back here. I don't know what's up with that. I put this torch here. I'm gonna leave him there. I'm sorry, cow. Like, I know you don't exist only in this game, but here, have a. I'll feed you. I'll get you back going soon. There. Yep. I'm just gonna pretend you're able to get out of there, stretch your legs, do cow things, and then come back. That's what we're gonna say. Also, you want some food? Here, have some food. There we go. Now my conscience is a little clearer. Yeah, I don't believe it much either. All right. Oh, but anyways, to finish the Jesus story. So I've seen a lot of people post, not a lot, but people. And so I posted this thing with Kamala Harris hugging Jesus. And I'm a big fan of Mary Magdalene. Like, I'm not even really a big Christian. Like, I don't really believe Jesus was God. I think he was a great guy, but I think that's also why Muhammad and everybody that follows Muhammad is a little upset at us, because it's like, no way. Your white boy is actually God? Come on. Like, stop playing. Like, that, I could see my brother, I've already called him Abdul. There we go. We got Uncle Abdul and Uncle Adam. Two of the most like opposite people. There, I doxed them. All right, I'm judging myself too. But no, anyways, I mean, my roommate in college, and like he was like my closest friend there, and like my brother, and they're both my brothers. Then the other one's like super Trumper and all that, and like, and again, I respect the hell out of him, so or the heck out of him. Sorry, I mean, it's so good about not swearing in all these. I'm gonna have to try to edit that out. I don't even know if that is a swear anymore. I see all sorts of things, but I really do assume that kids watch this from time to time. It's like, you know, sorry, you just found a. Like I remember when my dad was dancing to "Back That A Up." See, I'm still censoring myself. He was dancing in the kitchen like to Juvenile, like, you baby look good when you back that up. Call me Big Daddy when you back. He's just dancing there. I'm like, okay, that just happened. So, and I did not disappoint. I was kind of a little, anyways, acting like a boy. So the whole roundabout that. So the Jesus thing. So she said, let's leave Jesus out of it, people. And I said, no, let's leave God out of this. And I said, no, let's add some more God in. And then I posted a picture of me holding the Mary Magdalene book, and she liked it. And what else did I say on there? I said, because this is a viewpoint of we already have, or no, I said Jesus' lover, because I swear that's got to be what she was. I mean, if God wanted to do the whole human experience, and again, I don't really think God really did this. I think some really holy dude was like, hey, let's do a bunch of good things and help people. By the way, let's just say I'm God so they believe it, because it's at a time when, who are you? Just another dude rambling off. Like, so everybody should watch The Life of Brian by Monty Python, basically. And in that, there's a scene where he's, a bit of spoilers, I'll tell you this, but he finds himself running from these soldiers, and in order to get away, he like falls on this platform. And there's all these other dudes like ranting and raving about religion and things, and like trying to, be seen and be heard, like how we all do, like I'm doing with these YouTubes. I mean, I'm human. We're not, Although I need to tone it down. I still need to take down like a lot of these videos, or at least make a second channel, or I already pay Google. I do have some subscription stuff. I don't have a YouTube subscription, but that's coming next. Like, if I get a promotion or raise, that's one. I still got to pay Sublime too. That's $30, and it's like I cut everything so close to the wire. Like, at least I don't drink. That used to steal so much money, and that's what I'm worried about with tech. Like when I said that thing, I just asked him if he'd just be a cosigner. First off, I said, "Hey, yo, exciting," and blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm the dude that delivered you pizza that one night, and he really was. He was on the phone with, I think, his kiddos, and he kept looking at me, like, waiting for me to say something. I think that's why the dude said too, like, to kind of hurry it up, and because I don't know, I wasn't acting as fast as I was, like. Although at the same time, I feel like, nah, I wouldn't have a reason to take any more time than necessary. I handed him the bill, so they had to sign it. It was a credit card thing, so, and then you get the signature, and then they put a tip on there. They did a good tip. I mean, $3. That was a good tip. Like, any tip is good for a pizza delivery driver in a college town. But, and then people that used to deliver, like a couple people, they're like, give you $5, and they're like, yeah, I used to do that. I'm like, so they would know. I mean. Like the hours were ridiculous. Like you'd work for like 2 hours just during the rush, and then you'd go home. Like, and then you had to earn your way to be the ones that stayed late enough to actually make good money, and you're destroying your car the whole time. So I thought it was like you use their cars. Nope. Whatever you're driving, you're destroying, and then you get to pay for it later. That was the only job that I bailed on. Every other job I quit with 2 weeks notice. That one, or I mean, when I quit, like I got laid off a couple times too. So, but I mean, I always tried to leave on good terms because I mean that matters, and it's really like prepare yourself for the next people. Same with breakups too. Like when you break up with somebody, it takes a lot of like patience and understanding to be like, you know what, I probably shouldn't talk smack about this person, or I probably shouldn't start rumors or this and that. Like, try to get back at them. That can really go ugly real quick. I was about to start. Anyways, I gotta stop thinking about certain things. So, but no, I did make a voting thing, a playground or a tutorial to basically describe online voting, and I was able to make a hash generator in Python that runs, and it is so sweet. Like coded in game, and Tech.io or Tech.io is basically the service that does it. They work together. They link your GitHub, and then all the code changes you do, like they sync back to each other, and GitHub itself is a text editor, and that's why I remembered about Sublime is because I opened Sublime and I was like, oh yeah, I need a text editor because usually I use Vim if I'm in a Linux box, but using Windows, I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that. I mean, and if I had a Mac, I could just hop in the terminal and just use Linux, but I can't do that because I'm not fancy to have a Mac. I'm just kidding. I do have an iPad, an older generation. I purposely bought a cheaper version just because I'm not completely invested because I already spent like a lot of money on the Windows thing. Sorry, and like I don't know, just understanding tribalism and like how it compares to like marketing and business and all that. Like we have our groups, but at the same time not, because I do IT and I troubleshoot so much for Mac stuff that I might as well just have Mac stuff. And like I finally do have a big kid job, so like I can afford it eventually, but I got kids of my own, so and that's fine. I love it. Like everything I have. I mean, I need to be a little smart about some things, but I make them do jobs too. Like they read or they do math problems. I mean, or they learn some piece of code, or they can explain things, or like, or something, or they sit through my 5 minute lecture I do on something. I don't think I've ever gone 5 minutes, but like I'll tell them, I'm like, hey, you sit here and you listen to me explain this thing, and I'll give you a few bucks. Like, and that's fine because it's instilling things like with a work ethic in them to still play and have fun. Like that's all we do. We just play all day, like, video games, like whatever and stuff. So it's like, they're very, whew. Anyways, enough about my kiddos, but like I did think about making some like parental tip stuff too. But again, there's a lot of people out there doing stuff like this. So really, it's just a matter of finding a good one. I'll try to focus on one or two areas and just let it be that. And not try to overdo things. And really it is like cause for concern for problem solving on a global scale. International business and politics. Maybe president one day. That would be hilarious. President of the United States too. Although I would like dual citizenship with maybe like China and Russia. Try citizenship. Just to really like donk down and be like, all right, the big or dunk on like the whole situation. Like not only and not just me. Like I would have to like, it'd be cool to have counterparts in all these places and then be like, we did, and then we'll get around a round table and just like, sorry, getting all excited. Fixing things. Because it's really close. I mean, and China's been doing some really cool things. I'm not trying to say anything like traitorous or anything, but like the understanding that people are people, it's spreading, and then it's just like, oh, okay, well maybe let's not be such pricks to each other. But it starts here. I mean, this political thing, like, the election and everything, it's just getting ridiculous. Let's go get some emeralds. Maybe, oh yeah, we're fixing the, oh well, we can Sherpa these over there. Oh, might not be time, I might need to sleep. Actually, yeah. That levels them up pretty quick, and then give you the bread. All right, cool. And I think sometimes they can actually have like negative effects, like if you go too fast, or I don't know, or like, or maybe that's like a. I feel like that's usually like a bad status effect, but a positive like color, because I feel like that's similar to when you get poisoned or cursed, like with slow, like a slow curse or something. And they're all thinking very deeply. So what is that? 10 of those? So 10 emeralds. There we go. We just got them back. I'm trying to figure out, should I really be doing that with all of them? But then that actually adds more farmers that you can trade with. All right, if you think about it that way. All right. Yes, and even your exorbitant prices. Why not? Oh, oops. All right, but anyways, so I asked Tech, I talked to, and Snow the Product. So I met Snow the Product at Tony's in Fort Collins about around the same time that I delivered pizza to Tech. It was an interesting few years. But anyways, and and I apologized to her. At first I said, hey, your stuff's awesome. You know, like, it's cool that you're collabing with Tech and just like, you know, basically like giving them praises and telling them, you know, I appreciate their music. They're good artists. Like they do have great music. Like I grew up with Tech. Like that is, Tech is life. Like, wait, whoops. Oh wait, no, I'm not. Okay. Oh, it's bedtime. All right. We have this massive house here. There we go. Anyways, no, but all I did was I was a little drunk and I said, Snow the Product, that sounds like a drug dealer. And then I walked off. And I think I even said, oh, that's cool or something when I first met her because I knew that she just performed like next door. And I think I probably even had a little starstruck, like, okay, no, hey, I'm not in a good place to talk to somebody that's actually like, you know, and why though? That whole like more important than me? No, just like, you know, maybe a big deal. Maybe it's your moment tonight. Like, you know, enjoy it. And like, I don't want to take away from that. And I know that, you know, but then it's like, well, maybe they do just want to, you know, chit chat with the local riffraff. And I don't know. I spent a lot of time at Tony's. I was banned from Tony's actually because I sprayed vomit everywhere. It was horrible. Uncle Adam made me drink whiskey shots. And I swear, like, I never drink shots. I hated them. Like when I did drink. I was like, let's have a few shots, because he knew he wanted to go nuts. Like he wanted to like go get all crazy, and we had a good time. Good, you know, still safe and everything. But like, I was not in a position to handle liquor like that, and I ran to the bathroom and I didn't quite make it. It was an honest mistake. I didn't, you know. And then I was like, time to go. And I don't think I'm actually banned from there. It's just embarrassed. Never want to go back there again. And you know, sometimes that's what it takes for people to be like, you know what, drinking sucks that bad that I'm just not going to do it anymore. So, whoa. Who am I now? I think this is random because my son hasn't been here. I didn't change this to this, but okay. I think it's a lady too. It's got longer hair or whatever. I'm gendering something, but I don't know. If I were to ever dress up like a lady, you could believe it would be like the Leslie Nielsen or the Monty Python of like, that's about it. And it's funny, it's quite obviously a very masculine woman. I'm thinking about Monty Python and King or the Holy Grail when he's like, what are we even doing? We're fixing the ski thing. All right, so yeah, we do have quite a bit more power rails. We're gonna need these, actually a lot of these. I think I started loading up these with the melons stuff. Hey yo, hey yo, here, have some food. All right. And we need a detector. Ooh, so this might be a little tricky. So we actually need a couple detector rails and some. Let's see, I think it's this and sticks and activator rail. Oh wait, yeah, not detector. Detector's slightly different. So we need just two of those. The activator. Oh wait, no, we do need the detector rail as well. So we need more iron and a stone. Uh, whatever. stone. There's smooth stone. What did I? Okay, whatever. We've got this. I don't know how much it takes. We're gonna cook that back into stone. Which is funny. That's almost like making a metamorphic rock out of a conglomerate or a sedimentary rock. Wait. There's igneous sedimentary. I feel like sedimentary isn't the top. Oh, there's the alarm. I love geology. I just haven't used it in like over a decade. So, but yeah, there's three main types of rocks. So, anyways, and we are going to make this and wait, seriously? Oh, this, that. So it's a detector on each side and then the activator rail in the middle because the detector does that with the redstone, and we'll figure that all out in the next one. But or I might do it off camera. But in the effort of the new era of actually accomplishing things and not just sitting around and talking about doing it. I mean, I do sit around and talk all day to strangers all over the world. But aside from that, and trying to inspire more thought and really clear the air with things too, because I've learned some things that I thought were right and they're wrong, and and even during the presidential debate, Vice President Kamala Harris did the same nonsense with good people on both sides, and that's the type of thing that we need to stop. We need to hold ourselves accountable. Because he wasn't praising Nazis and KKK. Donald Trump was, former President Donald Trump was denouncing white supremacy. So, anyways, and I think even maybe the stand back and stand by might have been like, look what I'm going to do once I become president. These groups are not going to bother you. But in the heat of the moment, I can honestly think he just slipped up and said, stand down and stand by or something like that. Like he's ordering the Proud Boys. When in reality, he was like, I will get them under control. I will fix the wrongs, whatever. I honestly believe that could be a thing, but anyways, enough of that. Ta ta for now. I will see you in the next one.